What is your name?
Anayeli Sanchez.
And how would you describe the community you grew up in?
The community that I grew up in, I will say, it is still very diverse. There's many people with different nationalities, so we have like a good diversity in our community.
And what language did you speak at home?
At home, I will only speak Spanish until I grew older and I had siblings, and now learn how to talk English with them.
Oh, that's nice. So, like in school, like your native language in Spanish, did it have like an effect on you?
It didn't really have an effect on me just because when I was growing up, I was in a bilingual education program, which is basically dual language. So I believe it did strengthen my languages and both, being able to learn both of them.
Oh, bilingual education. Can you like walk us through it? Like, how was that like?
Yeah, so bilingual education, I was in that program from kindergarten up to second grade, I believe. And what I remember is that they would divide, like 2 days we will learn in Spanish and then the 3 in English. And we will basically learn like the same lesson, but just in different languages. So we will like switch off each day, so we're able to comprehend the objective of it, but being able to learn in both languages.
Oh, so like, since you were learning in both languages, did it like have an effect in your writing, or like mainly like in your ELA subject?
I would say at first it was a little difficult, like trying to differentiate both languages, like how can I translate this word to that word. But I think after like maybe a few months, or even like maybe once I was like in first grade, I was able to like be able to like separate both languages.
Oh, okay. So it was like hard shifting from both languages at first, and then you got the hang of it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And like, what language do you think you're a better writer, like stronger writer?
I believe I am a better writer in Spanish.
In Spanish? How come?
I don't know, I feel like everything just like the fluency of it, like whenever I'm thinking in Spanish, so it's just easier to write everything in Spanish than in English. I feel like whenever I do try and read something, I'll even have to, like, if I'm reading an article for school in English, sometimes I do have to translate into Spanish just to make sure that I'm able to understand both.
Oh, so like you struggled in your ELA classes for like a little bit?
I guess.
Oh, okay. And like, were your teachers like in your classroom, would they like support you in some way? Or no, like you didn't really see that?
Well, I was in the bilingual program or one?
Yeah. Bilingual program.
Yeah, I mean, they will give us like different vocabulary words and like dictionaries to like help us out.
Oh, so recently I went to a conference. It was an immigration literature conference, and basically like the woman that gave us the conference said that she uses writing for desahogo. Have you heard about that?
No.
Do you know what it means? Like desahogo?
Like to let out.
To let out, yeah. So she was telling us that it's like a good way for students to let out all of their emotions and everything. Like, do you think like that's like something that maybe you needed when you were in the bilingual education program, or like afterwards?
I think so, yeah. I think mainly because I also like only grew up with Spanish at the beginning, like my first 2-3 years of life. I've only spoke Spanish, so I think being able to finally actually learn how to write something, it did, like, I was able to let everything out.
Oh, and like also like when you were in class, as in like your teachers, did you ever have an experience where like they gave you feedback in your essay and you felt like, oh my god, like this feedback is so mean, or no?
I would say yes, just because I feel like I'm not the strongest writer, and well, in general, I feel like I'm not the best writer, but then also like in English, sometimes I do struggle. And I remember my first year when I was doing my associate's degree, and it was a little hard reading novels like back to back. And then when it was time to write my paper, the professor said me like, oh, like you should really like double check on like your, not spelling, but like the way I'm writing things. And then like, oh, I'm sending you to the writing lab. I'm like, oh,
the writing center?
The writing center, sorry. The writing center. And then they could help you out.
And how did that make you feel? Like, oh, like I'm not the best writer? Or?
I'm like, okay, like I already know I'm not the best writer, but like I think just the way he was wording things,
like the way it was said to you.
Yeah. It just kind of felt like, I don't know, discrimination, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. And like, how would you say it's like a good, like, all right, so let's go back to you being in the bilingual program from kindergarten to second grade, right?
Yes.
So how was that like entering third grade, just learning one language instead of two, since you were like used to learning in English and Spanish?
Well, I would say it was definitely hard, especially because when I left the bilingual program, I was at a different school. So once I entered third grade without the bilingual program, it was a whole different new school for me. Also, when I was in the classroom, I only had one teacher in third grade. So, and it was a white American, so he did not know any Spanish whatsoever. Even though the class he was teaching in, it was a very diverse backgrounds from all different languages.
Yeah.
So at that time I did think that I was struggling a little bit, just because, like how I said earlier, I feel like I always process things in Spanish first rather than in English. So being in his classroom, or even like when the science teacher would come in, or social studies, or whoever, I did struggle a bit understanding the concepts, the learning objectives were supposed to be, and I didn't get the support needed.
So like you would have liked for him to like giving you extra support. Like, cause did he know you were in the bilingual education program, or?
I don't think that he knew, but I think he could have been more culturally opened about the backgrounds that were in the classroom.
Oh, right. All right. So thank you very much.